See, the original Whopper is America's favorite burger. It's flame broiled, never fried. At BK, it's the year of the Whopper.
What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Savage.
And we're back. One Piece 1007 is out. Yeah. Whopper season in full effect, baby. You know we like Chopper around here, right? Chopper's Chrissy's favorite straw hat. So, you know, this was a good chapter. This was a good chapter for Chopper. If you're new to the channel, I'm Randy Troy. You know, if you like this content, hit subscribe. We do streams when the scan comes out. Then after the official, I talk about it here. And we had some memes. All right, so Whopper season in full effect. All right, we're talking lettuce, tomato, meat, sesame seed bun, all of that. That Chopper moment was great. And there were just a lot of like really straightforward stuff. Like the Hyogoro stuff, I don't think that he's going to die. I think Chopper's going to come in with the antidote.
Another one.
I'd love to see him go against Queen. I don't think that he's going to win. But from an idealistic standpoint, like when he went up against Hogback, it would be interesting. It would be a good character moment.
Another one.
You know, I had to bring Khaled back. We talked about this. I said, Hyogoro's not going to die. Chopper's going to come in with the antidote right away. Now, Oda dragged it out, and the anime is going to drag it out even more.
Savage.
Yeah, believe me. They dragged out the fake out death of Hyogoro at Udon. This is going to be way worse. But you know, the Chopper moment is earned. You know, and it's actually was my favorite moment of the chapter because when he sends out the cannon and, you know, the smoke cloud and it's got his face on it, of course that's a call back to Drum. With Dr. Hirulook, Dr. Goat himself, my favorite flashback character, When Does a Man Die? I hope it's pink, like the cloud, and that it's like a real like full callback. We still need Chopper to find those faded sakura trees that Dr. Hirulook saw. You know, there were theories galore, you know, dating back even 10 years ago that it would be in Wano, but we thought that would be a big moment for Chopper, but that hasn't happened yet. We'll see what happens. We'll see where that goes. You know, we've got a little bit of a doctor battle going on here. You know, Marco with the assist, setting up the alley-oop. Chopper came in, dunked the ball. Whopper, Whopper, Whopper. Woney, woney, Whopper, baby. So, yeah, that's exciting. You know, the community's ablaze. Everybody wants to talk about this Oden scene. Okay, it is Kanjuro, just like we talked about in the intro there. Who's that Pokemon? It's Kanjuro. If you don't think it's Kanjuro, I don't know. The only other theory that I'm going to entertain right now is Juba the Tubas, where he said that that's my guy. He's an admin over at the One Piece Reddit. He believes that it's Onimaru. You know, he has an interesting theory about it. You can go check it out over there on the One Piece Discord. But I think, personally, I think that Onimaru's story has had a beginning, middle, and end, and that Onimaru's not going to come back. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards a Kanjuro drawing, guys. A lot of people were saying Katarina Devon. Oda is not going to shoehorn Blackbeard in that way. That's just not the way he's going to do it. Blackbeard and, you know, tangentially Moria, because they had that act break scene together, have stake in this arc. Could they come? Yes. But this is not the way that Oda would bring it in. What does Katarina Devon bring to the story by playing as Oden? Nothing. You gotta think about this narratively. Alright? This is all about Kanjuro. We're setting up here for a squad level moment. One of these scabbards is gonna get stabbed. You know, They're feeding into it. They're lost in the sauce. They're seeing Oden for the first time. He looks just the way they remember. There's no oil scars. There's no bullet in his face. He may even tell them that Toki sent him into the future just to kind of lure everything in. And then, eat two, Brutus? Yeah, it's coming. Somebody's going to die. Or at least get mortally wounded, which in other words means they're going to die. The hardest hit here would be Kinemon. But I also think that Kinemon deserves to be the one to actually kill or take down Kanjuro in the first place. So we'll see who gets hit, There are a lot of folklores at play here. There's a folklore of Shuten Doji, which, mostly is just about a guy that died. There's a folklore about Okiku, which is actually what the movie The Ring was based on. The girl that comes out of the well, her name is Okiku. That's what it's about. So could Kiku be the one that dies? I don't know, because Oda took Kiku's arm. I think that's enough damage for her. I personally think that Inuarashi might die. One of these minks is going to die, so that Nekomamashi, will be the full ruler day and night of the minks. There's a lot of things at play here. I just imagine the panel of Oden, stabbing one of them, and just that's the last thing that they see. Their last breath is looking at the person that started all of this, the reason why they're doing this in the first place. Oden. They're looking at Oden. Oden is the person that killed them. And then, Kanjuro will be in the background behind them laughing, because Kanjuro's not dead, and that fight, it didn't. Why would Kiku be the one to do the final blow? There's no emphasis for that. Either, Kinemon has to, be realistically, Kinemon should be the one to take out Kanjuro. So maybe it's not Kinemon that's actually going to get stabbed. If you look at the silhouette even looks like Kanjuro. The long kimono, the broad shoulders, generally the way that Kanjuro keeps his paintbrush sword. It just looks like him. So, yeah, it could even be a situation where Kanjuro painted over himself, maybe. Now, why is this possible? Because we saw that Kanjuro can create clones that speak. Kanjuro created a full clone of himself that sat on that boat, got its head decapitated after the Oden flashback, right before right when he admitted that he was the traitor. And it was a fully sentient Kanjuro clone. Of course, he can make an Oden one. Yeah. You just have to stretch the logics of anime and manga to get past the vocal aspects of it, but that's that. I had a lot of comments saying, why would Kanjuro patch them up? Kanjuro's not the one that patched them up. The person in 1000 and at the end of 1004, that silhouette was a woman. They're not the same. It's not the same person. That was Toki. All right. The Kawamatsu dialogue in that scene even highlights it, because if it was Hiyori, he would have said, "I think I saw Hiyori," but he couldn't believe his eyes. So therefore, it was someone that he hasn't seen in a long time, which is the misdirection, because the writing wants you to believe that he's talking about Oden, but he's talking about someone else. That was a female over there. Oden doesn't have, the enel earlobes, hair strands, and all of that. So they're two completely different people. Do not get that confused. Why would they leave? Because they don't want to be discovered yet. They're trying to be this sort of secret agent of this, situation, trying to operate from the shadows, not blow their cover just yet, or use their power, Toki, to go maybe even 10, 20 minutes into the future, so, Toki can continue to hop continuously. People said, could this be Bon Clay? No. When did Bon Clay ever touch Oden's face? Oh, well, Bon Clay could have lived in and could have grown up in Wano because he had the Mane Mane fruit, which was originally owned by Higurashi. Yeah. I don't know about that. Plus, Bon Clay is in Impel Down. Yes, Bon Clay is alive. If you didn't know, Oda at it again. The Will of B. Oden's dead, guys. This is not Oden from the past going back to the future to go back to the past to die either. That's going to muddy the story too much. It's going to be way too convoluted. Oda's got a tight-knit story. Terminator rules apply. You go one way, you don't go back. That's it.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Dead.
It's a Kanjuro drawing, guys. That's what it is. Let's talk about the CP0 scene. So this scene actually answered a age-old question, of Momonosuke's fruit. This was a big theory in the community. The scene almost seemed like filler because the most of the community already had this as their headcanon. That one of the times that Kaido was captured, Vegapunk did some experimenting on him. They took pieces of his lineage factor, created an artificial devil fruit that was left on Punk Hazard. Momonosuke ate that fruit. Now he has Kaido's DNA inside of him, technically, which goes into the identity themes that we talked about in my Big Tama video. That he has to, he's stuck in the shadow of his father, Oden, but he's also stuck in the shadow of Kaido because every time he looks in the mirror or looks at himself in the dragon form, he sees the thing that he hates, the person who killed his father. So he's got to come to terms with that. He's dealing with a lot of anxiety. He's dealing with a lot of psychological issues and traumatic events, and he also has the pressure to be great. That's why when Shinobu says, calls him brave, he doesn't see him that way. He doesn't see himself that way. So that causes him to transform involuntarily. Now, the importance of him transforming is that he is actually doing it in front of Yamato. Because Yamato knows the ins and outs of Kaido's devil fruit. So therefore, they can teach or inform Momonosuke, as they have already been doing with the flames of Onigashima. They can tell Momonosuke how to actually use the fruit. And we've talked about this on the channel before, but I expect a scene where Onigashima is approaching the capital. It's going to land, people are going to die, and to replicate the Hour of Legends, Momonosuke is going to fly underneath Onigashima, and he is going to spam a bunch of dragon clouds underneath to combat Kaido's dragon clouds. Kaido may have 4 or 5 of them holding up the entire island, and Momonosuke is going to need 1,000 of them just to match him, because he's, not at the same level. But that's just, it's just going to be such a well-done scene. And I know that Oda may even find a better way to handle this than what I'm talking about, but I just see something like that happening. I want to see that interaction between Kaido and Momonosuke. Talked about that as well, because he already thinks that he hasn't earned anything. He doesn't live up to his father or anything like that. And then to see that he also has his fruit, he's going to think he didn't earn that either. You didn't earn your father's name. You didn't earn my power. And that's going to be a moment where Momonosuke is really going to have to nut up and grow. So we're in for some good character moments, all right? And this Oden stuff is going to be heart-wrenching once Kanjuro, completes his betrayal arc. Yeah. Why was it a cliffhanger? I don't know. Why are we talking about anything other than Kanjuro? I mean, I guess it's fun, but it's Kanjuro. That's it. It's the only thing that makes sense from a narrative standpoint. I'll take an L if I'm wrong, but I feel more strongly that this is a Kanjuro drawing than I felt about Tama taming an entire Gifter army, than I felt about Carrot and Wanda losing, than I felt about Chopper showing up to save Hyogoro at the, the last moment. I feel even more strongly about it than I did about saying in the stream that the chapter of this in the Viz was going to be called Mr. Raccoon Dog, and it was.
Savage.
Can't wait for Viz to translate this, the title of this chapter as Mr. Raccoon Dog.
Another one.
So let's run it down, guys. It's not Onimaru, but it could be. It's not Bon Clay. It's not Higurashi. It's not Katarina Devon. It is not Bunbuku the teapot, Tanaki teapot. No, it's not. It is not Oden himself. It is Kanjuro. That's it. It's Kanjuro. Next chapter, I expect to follow this thread a little bit. We may get, everybody hanging out, being buddy-buddy before the betrayal happens. One of the most important things that we need to have happen before we go up top is some more of Jinbei versus Who's Who, because we really haven't explored that fight at all. We need to see some blows exchanged. We need some dialogue to get exchanged. It would be nice to set up, the Yamato versus Jack stuff, or, Sanji, wherever Sanji's going, we need to follow that. Whether he's going to fight Perospero, whether he's going to fight Queen, whether he's going to find Carrot. These are all possibilities for Sanji. He is the wild card. All right. But ultimately, I think 1008 is going to be a Jinbei-centric chapter if we're not following all of this some more. And if I'm wrong, cool. I love getting surprised. So that's going to be it for me this week, guys. I personally think this was a pretty straightforward chapter. Best moment, like I said, is the Chopper moment. I don't really care about this Oden stuff because I know it's a Kanjuro drawing. I'm more excited for when it actually... that betrayal moment happens, that gut-wrenching moment. A lot of people in the stream were asking me to do a hangout stream next weekend because we're on break. So, and I asked for some, some themes, and I know that people have been wanting me to do a video on like old theories because obviously I've been a fan since the very early 2000s, and I've been in the community for an extremely long time, and I've seen these theories. So, we'll talk about a bunch. If you have any that, you want to share from way back in the day, anything like that, drop them in the comments, and we'll talk about them in that stream. Don't know yet if it's going to be Friday or Saturday. It's going to be either one of those days when, whenever I got some free time, and so just be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to update in the Discord when it'll be. I may even make a community post. But thanks again for all the continued support, everybody. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit like, all that YouTube stuff. And as always, I'm just having fun here. And I'll see you guys in the comments. All right, later, everybody.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.